Today's gonna be a wild one because I'll be visiting some of the craziest abandoned prisons I could find, walking through them, interacting with some of the stuff around us, and ultimately even meeting a couple of people in these prisons. It's absolutely crazy. I don't recommend anybody doing anything that you see in this video. I'm a trained professional and this is just for entertainment purposes only. But with that being said, we obviously have a lot to get to. I'm excited for this one, so grab your popcorn and let's do this. So the very first prison we're gonna be exploring is the old Essex County Jail in Newark, New Jersey. This place opened in 1837 and held a lot of low-level criminals, but ultimately in 1970 it was abandoned because there was a new jail that opened up and there was a lot of overcrowding issues that were happening in the jail. And since then, this place has been recognized by the National Register of Historic Places because of its lore, and now a lot of people just come here to explore it, and apparently there's a lot of homeless people living inside of it. So to make sure we're safe and also to have the entire urban exploration experience, I brought along Scott, the ghost hunter slash cop, who was with us for a previous video, and he'll be attending for this one. Honestly, a little bit concerned about this one. We saw people kind of crawling in and out of this one entryway, so I don't think it's gonna necessarily be the safest one, but let's see what happens. All right, so let's go inside. It looks like we found something here with some police tape, and it looks to be an opening to this abandoned prison here in Newark. Looks like there's a lot of activity here. There's people coming in and out. We've seen a couple of people so far. There's actually some people on premises right now that are sticking outside. So we're gonna go in towards this area with Scott. This is the outside of the prison. So you can kind of see those jail bars just plastered there. There's no breaking those, but apparently there's a lot going on in the inside. We're gonna see if it's accessible in any ways, but this is what the outside courtyard generally looks like. And again, a lot of people are living here. So we're gonna try our best not to disturb those that are kind of just chilling. All right, so I think over here is some of the old cells. They look to be very small. I've never actually seen a cell in person, so this is gonna be interesting to see.
I would say that this is where they put the trouble inmates.
I think so. As you could see in here, there is maybe like one, I don't even want to say single, it's like half the size of a single bed space. There's no toilet, there's nothing in there but just a place where maybe they put a mattress, maybe they didn't. And then it looks like this door possibly used to close before it was rusted over. They would just basically smack them in a closet right there. And as Scott mentioned, some of the more troubling inmates, the ones that would maybe cause ruckuses, seem to perhaps be in here. I also think these are the only units that are outside of the actual prison. The facility does have its own cells inside of it. So these are just kind of hanging out. So I guess they deal with all the weather, all the sounds, everything that had to do with nature, because it doesn't look like there used to be any overhead building on top of it. Okay guys, I highly don't recommend doing this, but we're gonna try to go in a little bit to see what's inside of there, because you just saw the outside cells, but inside there's a nice entrance right here, and hopefully we can get in and see what's going on, because this place looked really cool, and we were on the precipice of it, so let's go in. There looks to be a lot of areas where there's like sinkholes almost. Here we go inside now. Wow, this place is cool. All right guys, so we're officially inside. Right off to the right, you'll see all the different cells that are here. There's maybe 4 different floors of them. The roofing is probably collapsing regularly. I could see like every week or so, a big chunk of this falling off. But here we are, now stepping in. Graffiti everywhere here. I mean, as you could see, it was pretty lived in, still is pretty lived in, it looks like. But around these parts, I mean, this has gotta be one of the coolest abandoned facilities I've seen. You don't really see a lot of old abandoned prisons that are open, let alone able to kind of walk in and see the whole scope of things. Definitely wanna be careful with stepping, because I'm not sure what type of stuff is on the ground. Want to ensure to avoid any sort of needles and things like that. So most people try to work their way out of the prison and jail system, but we're gonna go even deeper now. We're gonna go up the stairs here because, like I mentioned, there's 4 different levels of different prison cell containment areas. Down here doesn't look to be too walkable because it seems like a lot of planks and stuff had fallen in this area. I'm also not like completely sure if this is safe to walk in. So we're gonna go up here right now to the 2nd floor and explore things a bit further.
We have visitors.
Yep, here in peace.
Can you see me?
No, where you at, man?
If you can see me, then you win $1,000.
Where I can't see you.
I see you.
Hey, what's up, brother?
You live here?
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna ask respectfully, how are the conditions here for you?
Oh, beautiful. Check it out. Hotel. This is like...
Okay, pretty safe?
No, it's not.
Not safe at all,
no,
right?
I mean, look at it.
We got a local resident right now who's talking to Scott, letting me know about the spot.
Just be careful. There's a lot of needles.
You mentioned there's a lot of needles on the ground, which is true because we look down right here and there's about 4 or 5 of them. So really chill dude. He's kind of giving us like the full breakdown. He's giving some of the history to Scott as well. So we're learning about this spot. Have you seen a lot of the roofing collapse, or was that probably a long time ago?
During the years, people come here and set fires. And a lot of it due to the rain. One night, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was asleep, and that whole part, I mean, it sounded like an earthquake.
Ooh.
It was crazy.
So the roofing falls periodically depending on certain rainstorms, and our buddy here said that he did see like entire roofing collapse.
They shot a Freddy Krueger movie here.
They shot a movie here?
Freddy Krueger.
Oh, so they shot a Freddy Krueger movie in this jail.
It's gonna go called Freddy's Revenge. Supposedly it'll come out next fall.
All right. Freddy's revenge this is going to
You heard
be.
it first. That's inside.
Yeah, that's inside information. Thanks.
Right there. Thank you.
I've been living here off and on about 2 years, you know, by choice. Got no family.
Gotcha. Times are hard.
It's peaceful. There's other people come, like, oh my God, all types of weirdos come through.
How many people sleep here overnight, like on any given evening?
This out here, not for nothing, I got control of this whole area. Nobody stays here but me. But there's a lady, you might see her.
Oh, I saw her. Yeah.
She stays on the other side.
That's who we saw at the entrance going in and out. All right, we got Alex coming down. He's going to show us some of the cells. He said that there's 2 that are still preserved. So down here's some of the cells down this row. Oh, down here, you'll see a lot of just like plastic bottles and stuff. And then let's go to Alex in here. Here's a completely preserved one, and you'll see the toilet that kind of goes down into the hole.
This used to be the warden's office. This one right here.
Warden's office in here.
Be careful, please. The main office is upstairs. As you can see,
the stairs
are no good. But it ain't nothing but a huge room with a desk. If you look on top of this, you're gonna see what's at the warden's office.
Wow, that's incredible. So many cool facts about this spot.
On Halloween at nighttime,
They try to scare people?
No, I scare people.
Oh, you're the...
This used to be the showers.
All right, showers in there.
Yeah, all of this was the showers. All of the catwalk.
Yeah.
What does it look like?
Squid Game.
It's glass.
Yeah.
The glass is, oh, here we go. It's this thick.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh, yeah, I could see it like
yeah,
that panel.
see?
Yeah,
Look
it's
at
like
that.
an inch thick. But
Oh my God.
Whoa.
People can actually take pieces. I've never seen glass this heavy. Look at this. That's one piece.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
supposedly what they would do, they could see all the guards would walk through here and they could see all the way through.
Whoa.
You know?
Yeah, makes sense.
So imagine that.
A lot of thought went into this spot when they designed it.
Oh man.
Some good, some bad, but...
I would like for them to preserve this. Supposedly it was built in 1846.
1846 is when this jail was originally built. And then at what point was it no longer used or demolished or abandoned?
You guys came in through here. I'm gonna show you another. Wait.
All right, so we're exiting through this way. Alex is showing us another entrance/exit. So on our way out here.
Somebody in there?
The Grim Reaper from Adventures of Billy and Mandy. All right, we're outside now.
Essex-J. Okay, I don't know if you can make the number out. No, that's 18. I know it's 1843. I think it was in 1940. This has been like this since 1940. Thank you so much.
Shout out to Alex again for the tour.
Oh, I want to show you before you go. Where Mother Nature don't play. That's the tree. Actually,
the tree's growing through?
Pushing it out.
So this is gonna break
Look at the
soon.
root right here. Look.
Yeah.
Look at that. Mother Nature do not play.
All right, guys, so just finished up at the old Essex County Jail here in Newark. Shout out to Alex. He kind of guided us through literally the entire spot, showed us where he stayed, showed us some of the history of the spot as well that I had no idea. Movies, things being shot here. A lot of like intricate things that I don't know how you would know these things either. Knew like exactly where the dust off of the year that it would be presented, knew about the roots growing through here. Very knowledgeable about the spot. I wouldn't recommend anybody going just because at the end of the day, it's an abandoned facility. You don't want to deal with some of the dilapidation, things falling, but I'm glad we ultimately did go. That was a lot of fun. So now it's time to move on to the next spot. The next abandoned facility we're going to be visiting isn't an abandoned prison, but rather an abandoned hospital because they are somewhat adjacent and they do have overlap. This place is called Orange Memorial Hospital. It's in Orange, New Jersey. It was built in 1906 and then it had a long run as one of the biggest hospitals in the area. However, in 2002, it was ultimately shut down because of unsanitary conditions. It still exists freestanding to this day and the outside is absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at this thing. So I'm excited to walk around and then ideally, if we can get inside, that would be really cool. And obviously, since this hospital is no longer active, there's no doctors to see here, which honestly I'd be annoyed with if I lived nearby because as I'm getting older, I'm becoming increasingly more conscious about my health and I'm always trying to ensure that I'm top of my doctor visits. I mean, luckily though, today's sponsor Zocdoc exists. Zocdoc is a free website where you can search and compare high quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. From mental health to dentistry to eye care to skin care and everything in between. Zocdoc makes it easy to book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers. With Zocdoc, you can filter for doctors by insurance, locations, specialties, and even see reviews by verified patients so you can choose the best, most convenient care for you. And when you found the doctor you need, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and then instantly book a visit with just a few clicks. Plus, Zocdoc helps you get appointments fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score same-day appointments. No need to call doctor's offices or wait on hold either because Zocdoc lets you do everything online. So stop waiting, stop guessing, and start getting the care that you need. Go to Zocdoc.com/Sambucha to find and instantly book a top top-rated doctor today. Thank you so much to Zocdoc for sponsoring us. Now let's go ahead and explore an abandoned hospital. So behind me is the back entrance into the Orange Memorial Hospital, and we're gonna walk along the side here, just kind of see what we could see, if there's any entrances, what things look like. I mean, right off the bat, I just noticed clearly some homeless people that are kind of living in here. I mean, it makes sense, like a giant abandoned facility. Okay, is this a door? I think there's an actual door that's just open to this spot. Yeah, I see a mattress, what the heck? Well, if you look in there, I even see like a blanket, some sort of tarp that looks like it's covering where people would live. All right, that's a little too obvious. Let's try to go a little bit deeper. I'm sure there's like another entrance because this is just the side. There it says the hospital center at Orange, so that is what the old entrance used to look like off to the side. And since then, it's been totally graffitied and stuff, and everything's boarded up, and they have also video cameras on premises, so it's gonna be very difficult to get in properly. But now we're approaching the side of the building. It actually looks beautiful. It has like a lot of ivy that's kind of grown up on it, and the fall foliage has set in, so it's a lot of like green, red, yellow, and orange leaves everywhere. And if you look all the way up, you'll see a bunch of broken windows, more graffiti, and a lot of rusted stairs as well. So it's quite the beautiful spot. And this is just the side. I mean, it's really cool also because this is just smack in the middle of East Orange, New Jersey. So as you're just like walking by like a bank, across the street from an actual bank is just like this side entrance. Like, look at this right here. Empty building, keep out. We rent safety and security and peace of mind. And there's some like broken beer bottles and stuff. There's a lot of activity here. I don't know who lives here, but there's certainly somebody. So now we're approaching the front of the hospital. Like right here, you'll actually see the old emergency entrance ambulance only sign. And let's see what it looks like behind here. So there's only like a couple of logs that are basically blocking things, but otherwise it's pretty boarded up over there. And I think you might be able to get somewhat close. So what do we have alongside here? Okay, so it looks like you actually could get in. I see a little section over there, and then there's something else there as well that looks boarded up. That might be like a door entrance perhaps. And up there you'll see broken glass as well. And I guess this is the area where ambulances used to just pull in. So if there's anything for like immediate triage, people will just like go through here and then they get picked up right in that lobby area. But nowadays, of course, since it's abandoned, there's just a whole bunch of glass and broken things on the ground, remnants of food, packages, things like that. Lots of rust and everywhere because it's obviously not maintained at this point. And I think it's almost certain that there's people living in here based on that. There's even more broken glass here as another entryway. So if you would like to enter this hospital, there is no shortage of ways in, although I do not recommend because that would be trespassing. I think across the street is a lot that used to maybe exist for the hospital, and now that looks abandoned as well. And we're not talking too long ago. Again, this is like 21 years ago and this place was still operating. So here's some more grounds of the hospital. This looks to be another main entrance side of it. Everything's broken, all the glass. I don't know if people are punching it or just throwing things at it. And then that second pavilion here, you'll see a bunch of graffiti. So it must be a very popular spot for urban explorers. Again, some homeless people living in here, and it's well intact. And it's only like, it was built not too long ago, all things considered. So I'm sure it's not like crumbling on the inside either. I actually see a bag over there in the corner that looks pretty new. So I'm sure at this very moment, somebody inside of there has their bag out here. I think it's also pretty funny that there's just like houses across from an abandoned hospital. I would definitely be like asking the township to tear this down because it just brings like bad vibes to have like a hospital right across from your house, I feel. So I guess 1929 was the year that this particular building was built. And then over here, oh yeah, look at this. Wow. And then this is what just the entire lot looks like. Wow, it looks like we're walking into Chernobyl. This is crazy. Wow. So this is the parking lot of the Orange Memorial Hospital. MVC, somebody saying F all MVC, don't know what that means. Tons of graffiti everywhere. It's cool actually even seeing some trees like growing out of the hospital now. This is a great playground for like a zombie apocalypse hide and seek theme thing. This is so cool. It just goes to show like how much maintenance you have to put in a place, because if you don't touch it for just 20 years, this is what happens to it. So we're gonna go up to some of the buildings and see what things look like here. Here's a pretty active building with a lot of graffiti over there. Wow, it's cool how it still has the restricted parking, yellow spaces for attending physicians. That's like the only sign that is completely untouched. It looks new, like that sign was put up within the last 5 years. And you could even still see the reserved parking spots right here. It says MD reserved. All right, guys, so we are heading inside right now. We're with Scott. He's kind of guiding us through certain areas. This was the entrance we originally saw. So right here, you'll see like an entire tarp, like a blanket, presumably because somebody's lives in there maybe overnight or something. And then through this mattress seems to be the opening to some of the central area. So we're gonna try and get back here and see how far we can get in. Now in here, I mean, there's a lot of rooms. So we have maybe an old office in here. So it looks to be file cabinets, a desk, a lot of interesting things. And then notably there's like a hole in the wall as well, which I think somebody somebody just hulked through and now they possibly are in there. All right, and then we're gonna enter through here and we are officially inside. Whoa, so you could tell, wow, these are really low ceilings. But this is another presumable office, I think, that was here at one point. There is a door now to other spots. We're gonna see what's in there. We're heading in a bit deeper. So these are all the different rooms, guys. In here looks to be an old bathroom. And then right here looks to be where an old exam room was. So that's what things look like in here. So back in 2004, the last patient would have presumably laid on one of these beds right here. The doctor, the nurse, the PA would come in and then check up on them. This would be the counter where they would put all their medical equipment and instruments. And then I guess there was a sink here at some point. I'm stepping on a lot of moisture. I'm guessing that's because there's not a lot of infrastructure in place at this point. So when it rains, it certainly pours and just everything kind of gets in just right through here. Let's go a little bit deeper. So we've seen the exam room, we've seen the bathroom, we saw some admin space, and there's a lot more to look at. That looks to be a urine sample cup that we found on the ground, and then also a tube that I guess they'd have some sampling in. Definitely in a hospital. Also notably, all the cable is hollowed out because people came in and took the copper. Oh, there are a lot of test tubes here on the ground. All throughout this entire room, there must be hundreds. I'm sure there's needles on the ground here as well. Yep, there's one right there. Probably should be wearing gloves. Here's a more open room, so I don't know if this was a break room or something like that, maybe a receptionist desk, but behind here you'll see some cabinets. Probably was a fridge or something over there. And then over here, I actually see an old pill bottle. I don't know what was in there or how long that's been there, but it looks completely empty now. So I don't know if people in here robbed it, took whatever's in it. But this is what things look like in here now. This is a nice open area. I don't know if this used to be some giant window to get some natural light or if it just got run down over time. I'm not sure Amazon was doing Prime deliveries in 2004, but we do actually see an Amazon bag that the couriers would use when they drop off the Prime packages. I guess even hospitals have to get their one-day shipping. I see a blanket right here. I don't know if it was like a little kid's blanket, it has roses on it, but it looks like a tiny one, maybe a towel of some sorts. So a lot of cloth and fabric and just clothing items all around. So people were certainly here at some point. Okay, we just passed it and it looks like this is the waiting room. So we're working our way inside out. Started with the exam room, this is the waiting room, and then not sure what this is. What does this say? Conference. So this is the conference room, and then right over here is an entire living space. I think this is probably the hot spot for people who want to stay overnight here. Lawn chairs, there's even a little baby's car seat, and then I don't know if this has been here or what, but there's just a 2-seat couch right here with obvious signs of people being here. Canned tuna, I believe, on the ground. Fire pit right here. Old oxygen tank. Okay guys, moving a little bit deeper, and it looks like we're in the junkie spot right now. There is so much stuff on the ground here. You would think there's a population of 1,000 people that are living in this hospital. I mean, just take one look at the ground, and at any given spot, there's probably like 10,000 calories worth of food, some booze, and maybe some other things that we can't show on camera. Scott's down in another alley over there. How's it looking there?
It's pretty cool. It looks like there's a whole like other like meeting room over here with a whole bunch of other cool stuff to check out. So we should probably do that.
All right, what do we got in here?
Hello? Yeah, sorry, the doctor's not in right now. Yeah, I can take a message. Okay, Mr. Smith, he'll call you back.
The phone line's active.
And seemingly bolted too.
Oh, what? So this is the nutritionist room. So the phone call that Scott just got, it was probably somebody inquiring about how to go about their diet, something like that. There's even like a preserved magazine in here.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I could find a date on it.
Yeah, is there a date? Oh, November 14th, 2003. So that has been here for a long time. Number one rule of urban exploration, do not touch anything, leave it exactly where you found it. And there's more nothing in here. This definitely looks to be the waiting room. I think the receptionist would be there. There's even some stuff still here that says, United We Stand. To all patients, please inform the front desk of any change of address or insurance. Thank you, staff. Still have all that up. The restroom is right there. So let's see in 2003 or 4 what they were saying. Oh, this is from 1993, actually. Doctors swore by it. Duo plant wart remover. Okay, so maybe this is like a dermatologist wing, perhaps. Although we did see like the nutritionist. Maybe this was a doctor here. Yeah, Dr. Khanna. So Dr. Khanna's office is relocating. I wonder why. So this is those old scales they used to have where you would go on, they would tell you which percentile in terms of body weight you were in. And then in here looks to be another exam room or something of the sorts, which is pretty unrecognizable now. And I feel like we got pretty good traction in here. We saw a good amount. So let's see if there's anything else. Otherwise, this was a good find. All right, guys, so that's the Orange Memorial Hospital. We were able to get inside. It was pretty cool seeing the different things like the exam room, the receptionist room, some needles and prescriptions that we saw. So overall, I mean, this spot is still very much intact. Highly recommend recommend against going because in certain areas you shouldn't go in. We just found an open area that seemed to be okay to get in. Glad we saw it. We're gonna move on to the next spot now because it's only gonna get crazier. We're currently at the Mid-Orange Correctional Facility in Warwick, New York, and this spot, it was opened in 1932 for delinquent boys to come to basically improve their behavior. Then in 1977, it actually converted to a medium security all-male prison. So now there's about 6 different jailhouses that exist that were completely abandoned now because in 2011 this spot closed. And now, interestingly, it's actually been converted to a recreational center, but the abandoned buildings around it still are here. And even behind me, you'll see some guard tower that exists here, and then all of these high fences that are very much active. And this is the door we entered. And now that we're in, we are officially inside of the prison. So we're gonna take a look around. It is very late night. It is very abandoned. It is very scary. I'm not looking forward to this, but fortunately for us, we have Scott here. How do you feel about this?
It's pretty intimidating to be here, actually, to be honest with you.
It's scary out here.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, sure is. Let's get into these buildings, man.
Let's do it. We're gonna go into the first building right here, which is the actual jailhouse that has the holding cells and dormitories. So let's go in here. A little bit nervous, honestly. It says absolutely no smoking, which is good. So at the very least, we know that there's not gonna be fumes in here, but I'm sure there's gonna be much worse. Oh my gosh. Look at this place. Look down that hallway. There is no shot we're walking down there. Okay, maybe a little bit of a shot. All right, let's go. Whoa. All right, this place is sick. Look down this hallway. What the heck? There's an old telephone line that's disconnected. CO's office. Oh, there's still like a toilet. And let's see, is it running? Oh my gosh, all right. They even have the light switches here. I'm afraid I don't wanna like play around with that too much. Look at all the wallpaper just torn off. There's another room in here. Oh, I think this is a bathroom. I'm gonna go in here. Oh my gosh. 6 sinks with mirrors. I doubt the water's running. Nope, not running. Oh, here's the toilets. Imagine somebody's in here. 1, 2. Okay, nobody in there. Next one. 1, 2. Okay, nobody. And the final one.
Excuse me, a little privacy.
All right, so we don't have anybody in here. What about the shower room over there? So this is where inmates used to shower. Shared shower. Don't drop the soap in here. Got the drain still here. I wonder why there's a chair right there. Do they have like an officer in here while they're showering to monitor them maybe? It's an awkward job. Let's go further down this hallway. So that's the bathrooms. That room has nothing in it. What do we have in here? Oh, I don't know what this is. This is just an open space. So I think this room may be where they would just like socialize inmates and maybe hang out. A couple of chairs here. There's a couple of structures here that are numbered. So I don't know if these are just certain rows where people would store stuff. Might be like a desk. Perhaps there was some work happening here, but just a completely empty room. Barred windows with like ivy out it, so there's no escape. This is really creepy, this spot. All right, let's go upstairs. Scott's gonna lead us upstairs, fearless. I don't know what's gonna be up here. I don't trust it though. So pretty tiny up here, really well-preserved door right here. Beautiful wood. A lot of this place was built like over 100 years ago. So to see some stuff intact, especially amongst these walls, is quite the juxtaposition. All right, let's see what we have in here. Okay, all right. It's just a lot of rooms with nothing in it, but every room feels potentially dangerous. Okay, we got a bathroom up here. Ooh. Look at this tile. You know, that could only mean one thing, pizzeria. There is another room right here, but it has wooden panels and it's in an attic-y area. So common wisdom says maybe don't step on that just in case you fall through. And besides, I feel like I'm already seeing enough here. There's actually a window open over here and an old fire alarm that has some rope attached to it as well. I don't know what that leads to, but there's some sort of wooden paneling there. There's also some writing on this door. It says, please knock before entering, 2 exclamation points. We did not knock before entering.
How crazy would it be if somebody knocked back?
That would be absurd. On the exterior here, there's a picnic table that I'm guessing they would just eat at, hang out at. And then there's also this really creepy basement that is open, but I don't think I'm willing to go down there, at least not right now. It also doesn't look open beyond this. So just these storm doors open up. Doesn't look too accessible. Don't wanna like force my way into anything either. So we're gonna go into the next jailhouse area. I think this one has some crazy lore behind it. There's a couple of deaths in this building and there's a lot of crazy things that apparently have happened. We're gonna go in and see if we feel any of that energy and just walk around it and see what else is here, because so far, very creepy. All right, Scott found the entrance, the A3 building. I think it's safe to go in.
Hello? Okay, nobody answered. Gentlemen first.
All right, I will go first. I'm already getting terrible vibes. This is gonna be a lot worse than the other, isn't it? So I think this mirrors the other spot with all these holding cells. And like I had mentioned, there was a lot of, let's just call it negative things that happened in this building. So this is a door that says danger, confined space, authorized personnel only, and it's open, which means not trespassing because it's open for the public. And in there, oh, it is definitely a small space. I'm not even sure I could like naturally fit in there. Look at my width. There's a light panel right there, which I'm not gonna touch. And then there's just a hole. It looks like you just fall if you go there. So it's like a trap door. So if any inmates tried to escape through the authorized personnel, they got. So don't go in there, I guess. You'll see how the doors are made because it gives a little entryway, I guess, so you can like hand food and things through it and you could like interact. I'm sure there used to be maybe bars here. Another bathroom here. This one actually notably has some waters and that looks like a pretty fresh water. So I think people have been in here pretty recently, which means we may run into people in here. Hopefully the friendly type. How does a wall get like this? What is the science behind the wallpaper tearing like this? I mean, this looks incredibly creepy. You probably shouldn't turn a hallway to the left if you don't know what's around it in an abandoned prison, but we're about to do that. This door says keep door closed and it's open. I think we have to go inside. I don't know what was in this room, but there's a fireplace here with more water bottles and a lot of stuff on the floor as well. So people have definitely been in this place. People may currently be in this place. We don't know because there's a couple more buildings at this correctional facility as well and we're gonna go into them. But this very building has the most life that we've seen so far. Fungus Mungus. Isn't that like a 2018 meme? Oh, Big Chungus. Is that the Google Drive logo? Some nerds in here. All right, typically we would avoid this because it has a no trespassing sign and a danger sign, but the door is wide open, which means I'm pretty sure that's free access, right? That's how that works. All right, what do we got in here? Oh, that might be the creepiest hallway yet. Wow, this looks like a phasmophobia map. Look at this spot. It is so quiet in here. You can't hear a thing because we're in the middle of nowhere, just in upstate New York, and the only person who potentially is in here outside of us is maybe somebody who's in here that was drinking the water bottles that we just saw, which makes this double creepy. Locks on the door. Anything in there?
A cone?
Underwhelming cone. Is this like a barn in here? What do we got in here? I don't know what the inmates used to do in this room, but there is just a lot of open space here. So because this is the trade wing where the workers would work, this looks to be a teaching area. So I don't even know what they would teach in here, but maybe like some wood shop, some electrical work. There's some stairs here. I don't know if that leads to anything. Oops way. Looks like somebody tried to escape, took the window off, but they were barred. What do we got in here? That looks like an interesting room. Okay, what do we got in here? Oh, I think this is the mess hall. Yeah, look, mess hall it says there. So we're starting to get to the area where the inmates would eat. Look at that. Inmates have 10 minutes to get to the mess hall line after housing unit is notified. So I guess this is where you would notify on these Captain America doors, like, hey, I'm here to eat. They'd say, okay, here's your meal ticket or whatever. And then you would go into this mess hall, which I'm very excited to go in. They do have a lot of, this is the first time I'm seeing some art. They have about 6 or 7 different art pieces honoring the military and different moments in our history. I guess that makes sense because this is a government-owned building as well. Shout out to Scott, former Marine.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I did not realize mess halls were this big. Look at this spot. Oh my gosh. So this is the cafeteria basically, where inmates would come in, eat their food, hang out. Is that a mural of Jesus? There are so many interesting things here. Look at that. Why is that here? That's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. There's just a little bicycle. Why is this? This actually makes no sense. Why is this in a prison? And a ball too? Ew, what? Oh, it's a medicine ball. This thing's heavy. Is that a piano? Why is there, I guess maybe the inmates, no inmates are permitted back on serving line without authorization. So no refills unless you have authorization.
Oh,
Yeah, what about this?
I'm nonchalantly putting my case on the bed. I'm like, oh, here we go.
There's a bed in the mess hall. So there's a bed, a piano, a bicycle, and a medicine ball. That's like the most random assortment of things. These had to have been here, that means. Because even if there are people that are in here leaving bottles and stuff, they're not leaving grand pianos and mattresses. So these must just be part of the mess hall. The piano, I guess, makes sense. Somebody said, help me on there. You think this works?
Can you play?
Oh, it does work, and it's out of tune too. Okay, there's a basement, I'm pretty sure here, so of course we have to go down. It looks like we shouldn't be going this way, but that means we have to go this way. Whoa, are we still even in a jail? This does not feel like it's in the same building as everything you just saw was. I mean, it's actually really cool graffiti art. So whoever was responsible for this, who came in, they're pretty talented. Should probably like work for a private company versus just doing it and vandalizing the prison. All right, this is more like it. This is more low level graffiti. They have an exit sign going, which means there is electricity flowing through this spot. I don't know if these are like additional holding cells for like the really bad inmates. They just put them in the basement, shut the door. It kind of looks like it, given this amount of space as well. You think this would be like some transitory space. I don't know what this spot is though. It feels really weird to be in this area.
Oh, hey, is this the doctor's office? Yeah, I'd like to make a doctor's appointment. It's not in right now? My name is Mr. Smith. Okay, thanks. Give me a call back.
I doubt anybody answered that. I'm not sure what's behind this giant fence or gate right here, but it turns a corner and you would think there's like a giant animal that's just held here in the basement. I don't know what's behind there. but we have to check. Scott has to
Bro,
check.
this is where they hide zombies every time.
Oh, wow, I can't even see down there. Okay. All right, it looks clear, but this is very scary. I do not suggest going into the basement at an abandoned prison because you will find some things you don't want to see. All right, there is literally a do not enter danger passenger elevator, or actually not a passenger elevator. This is unlawful to go on this. This is one of these, I guess, service elevators that you could use for certain freight to bring up and down. Maybe some of the old correctional officers and some of the employees would use this or something, but I'm not going to risk anything, especially because I looked inside and there's not a platform there. So I think it's currently like on the very bottom. I didn't even know it went deeper than this. I thought there was just one level to a basement. I think there's many here.
It makes you wonder why they needed sub-basements in a prison.
Some bad people. All right, we are exiting the basement now and we're getting out of here because there is still one more building that is apparently the scariest yet. Okay, we're walking through the prison grounds now and we've reached this final building here. I don't know if this one's even open. It doesn't look like the door is, but maybe we could just pry it open somehow. There's like a black tarp as well, so you can't even see what's in here. So this is gonna be a genuine surprise. Oh, it is open. What? It has like a red hue to it. I think it's because the exit sign might be active. Okay, what is in here? Get out, you're dead, help. Oh no, we should not be in here. So this might be, I guess, where the inmates would learn and sit down, do their forced labor and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what this building was for. Why is there a random shopping cart in the middle here? That's so strange. Like, I don't understand how this got here. Maybe some homeless guy was living here perhaps, and he was just like getting a bunch of stuff and pushing it into here. I don't know what is down here. Very scary. Look at these cupboards, rotted chains, doors broken off. I don't see anything inside of them though. Keep gate locked at all times, and then there's an arrow that's basically telling us we have to go up. All right.
Coming up, if there's anybody here.
I think these walls have like blood or something on them. Is that a chirp? Is that a smoke detector chirp? Oh, this is a mega classroom. Honestly, a good amount of classrooms in a prison. I'm gonna see if this light works. What? This is the first working light switch. What is it about this room that the only light in the entire prison seems to be this room? Wow, things got a lot less scary when the light goes on, actually. This goes to show after dark, anything like late night, it's scary just because of the dark. Out there, that actually looks much scarier now, seeing the door and everything like that. And in the room right across from the classroom, there's like a bed here. There's a bump on the bed. I don't know if it's a person. Okay, it's not. It looked for a second like it could have been. I just think it's a bunch of pillows that are thrown down. I don't know what happened in here though. This might be a room where maybe like the best behaved inmate would be, and they get an entire actual bed with a frame, and they have a lot of good natural light in here as well. Honestly, high ceilings. You might catch me living here for a bit. Maybe the light switches work in here as well. Oh, they do. All right, I mean, that's this floor. I think we have to head up one more floor because we're not even at the top yet. Oh, we have a green glow to this place because of the green exit sign. Whoa, this is actually maybe the craziest spot yet. Look at that chair. That looks like an electric chair. What is that?
Is that blood?
There's actual blood and like rusted old tools, and there's a syringe with liquid in it. How is this like legal? There's just a random dented, wait, okay, look at this. I don't know if we're even allowed to show this. We might have to blur it. There is straight up blood behind this thing.
You want me to sit in it?
No, I don't think you should. I don't think you should.
You guys want me to sit in it?
I don't think.
I can hear all of you saying yes. I'll sit.
Scott is wild. He's actually getting into the chair. Is it comfy?
Yeah, man.
It feels like a practical joke that somebody must be. There's no way. This is actually absurd to see. Like, this is not like a gag. Like, this is legitimately like we found this. No way. Bro, a coffin? There's an actual legitimate coffin just up on the 3rd floor of this abandoned prison. Oh, that's gotta be bad luck to touch a coffin. You're going crazy on the 3rd floor right now.
You all know I do this as like this is what I do.
Yeah, but that's gotta be a bad omen to touch a. You're gonna open the Opening a casket in an abandoned correctional facility at like midnight. Who put that here, first off? Second off, why is Scott going through it?
Fourth off, do you want me to lay in it?
No, that is crazy if you lay in the coffin. All right, let's say this is absurd.
This is it, boys.
Oh my gosh, you are laying in a coffin. What if that shot?
Then I'm pretty tough, but I might cry.
All right, so that's probably the craziest thing I've ever seen. Not only Scott laying in it, just seeing that in an abandoned prison, I just don't understand. All right, we've reached level 2, which is level 1, and there's the exit. So we were back at the gates, but it does look like the basement gate is open. So I feel like it's worth just looking what's down there to see what's going on in the basement of this prison. We are officially going underground. Oh, we should not be here. Is that a...
Is that a wheelchair?
There's a wheelchair there. All right, we have to keep going. I'm keeping my head on a swivel here. Why is this lit up?
Hello?
There's like a purple light in there. Scott's just going in. So I guess this is where they still must do some maybe like modern maintenance every now and then. People come down here. It looks like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. I don't know what this is. Why is that one light bulb on? That's so strange. So room 1542, Arsenal 3, hallway door. So that's where the weapons were. And these are the 24 sets of handcuffs that they would have. Looks like there are none right here. I guess this is where the keys would be to all these different rooms. There's none nowadays, but it shows extra keys, kitchen, school, outside, garage. Whoa, so this is like the behind the scenes. This must be where like the guards store everything. This also looks like some place where you would exchange mail with the outside. So perhaps people would come visit in the basement and then they'd have to give any sort of forms and stuff. Maybe if you're booking an inmate, you have to do everything through here. I don't know. Oh yeah, so you can actually see the dates. This is July 25th, 2011, and this is handcuff log sheet. So this is, they would just log the sets of handcuffs when they're being used. All right, so that room was crazy, but perhaps crazier is this wheelchair right here. So maybe for some of the disabled inmates, I don't know, or maybe if they were like really difficult to restrain.
Yeah, there's like a seatbelt.
Oh, this looks like something from the church, right?
Yeah, this looks like the confessional booth, you know, for Catholic faith. They go behind this screen and confess their sins to the priest and are absolved.
Yeah.
That looks to be what this is.
I've had my fair share of confessions. All right, so that basement was definitely creepy. This entire spot was definitely creepy. I do not suggest going to an abandoned prison. We're gonna do our best to get out of here, hopefully seamlessly, but I have no idea where we are. All right, guys, well, that was absolutely crazy, just going through all those different parts of the abandoned correctional facility. We were back to where we started here, and I am very glad because I wanna get out of here ASAP. I can't believe this place exists. It's like actually really well kept, despite the fact that it was abandoned about 14 years ago now. So lots of fun in there, lots of scares in there. Shout out to Scott, did some crazy things in there as well. All right, guys, so that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I just want to emphasize, do not do anything you see in this video. It is quite dangerous, and I don't want anybody to get trespassed. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.